The second movement of the Java suite is called Wayang Purwa. It is a sort of theatre that Godowsky himself describes as being a sort of mix between Punch and Judy and Chinese shadow. You will see always in the description box of those videos the text that Godowsky has written himself to introduce here the separate pieces. And rather than reading this text myself with my bad French accent, I've just copied it so that you can see it by yourself. It's a rather delightful piece. It's for all its exoticism, it's sort of slightly French in feeling. In fact, it's delicate, slightly naive, and quite childlike, and he conveys this sense of naivety by the extensive use of repeated notes. So this contributes to create a character of, yes, I can't say it a bit better, childlikeness. As I said in Ganalan, and I'm going to repeat myself a little bit, you will again notice two things about this, the way this is accompanied. If you listen to your left hand, first of all, you notice again this interval of the fourth that is a complete recurrence in the cycle, for the reason I highlighted in the first episode. But also something quite interesting is the polyphonic layering of it. So it's not just it is really two voices that are interlocked. And again, that is going to be a constant in this cycle, is the fact that the whole mindset of Godowsky as a composer is polyphonic. That's why I find him so compelling to play at his best, because he does remind me of Bach, actually. His thought process is always polyphonic. It's never... So in some sense, you could attach his style to Rachmaninoff, but Rachmaninoff thinks more in blocks, in chords. He doesn't have this degree of complexity in the layering of the music. So we have this delightful theme that I've played that in various gays occupies pretty much a page. So then the mirror. So yes, there is a delightful symmetry in this music, which makes it. But then the second page brings something completely new material. So which repeats. But the most interesting feature really is that for all this, and that is an ABA form again. For most of this B section, we will somehow get stuck with an E somewhere in the texture. Might it be here or here, wherever. But if you listen carefully, it will almost always be present. Since we are in A minor, what it means in the end is that this whole B section is a gigantic sort of perfect cadence, leading us back to the A of the recapitulation of the first idea. But it's quite striking. So I'll play this section once with highlighting the E. Just pay attention, there are maybe 3 bars where they are not here. The rest of the time they are always prominently here somewhere. here we arrive at the recapitulation in air. So obviously I grossly exaggerated so that you could hear, but it is quite a feat to have constructing an entire episode like this on pretty much on the pedal of E the entire time. You will see when you hear the piece performed properly that this is the more cleverly disguised, but it is palpably present. And the recapitulation, again, as I've said in the first episode, Godowsky never really repeats. He repeats, but he will always vary in always a deeply logical way, which is another reason why his music is so satisfying to learn and to get to know, is that it's quintessentially logical. When things happen, you say, ah, yes, okay, it should have happened like this. So in the first instance, we had... But in the recapitulation, he just changed the restoration. Simply. But then when we have the continuation, which was he just adds another voice. So he just piles on more voices and imitations and like that, which is absolutely delightful. So this is Wayang Purwa.